Hey Real Squad, what's up? What's up? Your girl is back with another video. If you're already a part of the Real Squad, welcome back. If you're new to my channel and you want to become a part of the Real Squad, all you have to do is press that red subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and welcome to the Real Squad. Okay, today's video is part 5 of my relationship series, and in this part I'm going to be answering you guys questions. I just want to make a disclaimer, as I always do, you guys. I'm not a professional. My relationship is not perfect. I'm just giving you guys my opinions, my thoughts on how I feel. I want to say thank you guys so much for trusting me to give you solid advice. These questions that I got was a bit difficult. Some of them was a bit deep, but I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability. But remember, my opinion is just that. My opinion is mine. Okay, so take what you will from it. I'm just giving the best advice I can. So I'm going to be looking down at my phone because I took all the questions I got from you guys and put it in one memo so that I can answer your questions. I hope that I can help you guys in some way. Like I said, take my advice for what it's worth. Also, remember, my channel is a non-judgment zone, so I'm not judging you when I give my opinion. My opinion is just my opinion. It's not a judgment. I'm just going to say how I feel because ultimately the decision is yours. So we're going to hop right into this video. I'm going to be reading it directly from my phone, so bear with me, you guys. I'm reading it as it was written to me. Okay, so the first email I got with question number 1 says this. I'm currently in a relationship with this guy who I have been dealing with for almost a year. He is fine as, and when we're together, he treats me right and really make me feel special. But deep down, I know he might not be the one, because although he had been honest with me from jump, he got a lot of player ways. From the beginning, we agreed to be friends with benefits, but he started changing the dynamics of things, not me. And now I'm in love with him and I want us to be a couple, but he's only 24 and he said he would love for me to be his girl one day because I would make the perfect wife. But right now he can't commit to a relationship because he work, go to school, and have a 5-year-old son that's priority in his life right now, and it take up a lot of his time. I want to tell him that I understand he's busy and I'm okay with us not spending as much time together, and I would stand by his side if I could get a commitment. But a part of me feel that would be stupid because maybe he have other reasons of not wanting to be committed to me. I really don't know what to do. Should I follow my heart and try to get the man I love, or should I walk away and potentially lose the love of my life? Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, you're in a relationship with a guy, well, you're in a situationship with a guy, and y'all friends with benefits. You fell in love with him and you really want to be with him. And from what I get from the email, you told him that you want to be with him. And his response was where he's at in his life right now. He's kind of busy, you know, he feel like he really liked you, but he don't have a lot of time because he work, he go to school, and he spend time with his son. So he don't have the time to be in a committed relationship. If I'm understanding that right, to me, I feel like I've said this in my other videos, that if a man want to be with a woman, they're going to make that woman priority. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to put you above his kid. No, I'm just saying he'll make time for you. Women and men, we make time for the things we want to make time for. Love. I feel like that's just an excuse to be able to still hold on to you, keep the friends with benefits relationship without having a commitment. I believe that if this man truly wanted to commit to you, he would do just that. But again, that's just my opinion. So I personally would let him go, because if a commitment is what you're looking for, obviously that's not something he's willing to give. That's not something he's ready for. So even if you told him that you understand him not being able to spend as much time with you as you would like, and you accepted that, number one, you're accepting less than what you deserve. And number two, ultimately, he's letting you know from jump that he's not going to commit to you. But again, that's my opinion, and I think you should do what you feel is best for you. So we're going to move right along to question number 2. In this email it says, "Hi, I hope that you can answer my question. I'm writing you because I honestly do not have any real friends. I found your YouTube channel from a mom group that we are both a part of. You come across as genuine to me, and I like that. So I hope that you will not judge me harshly for what I'm about to say. I'm a married woman with 3 kids, ages 2, 5, and 6, and I love my kids, but if I'm honest, sometimes I despise being a mom for a lot of reasons, but the biggest one of them all is because since having kids, I feel like my life and my marriage is going downhill. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I never really get a break from my kids. It's very exhausting at times. The romance between me and my husband is next to none. I'm very snappy with him because although he's a great provider, he doesn't really help much with the kids at all. I feel ugly and unattractive almost all the time. I'm not overweight or anything, but since having 3 kids, my stomach sags and I have loose extra skin. I don't think my husband is attracted to me anymore either. So that's even more depressing. I don't want my marriage to end, but I feel like if things keep going this way, it's the inevitable, and I know that we're close to ending it all. I would be so appreciative for any advice you can give me. Thanks. And she left her name, but she said, please keep me anonymous. Wow. This is deep. So if I'm understanding what you're saying in an email, you're pretty much saying that you married and you really do love your husband and you love your children as well, but sometimes being a mother feels really stressful. I think that's very natural feelings, especially for someone that's home with their kids all the time and you have very young children, and you're saying in an email that you do it all by yourself. And although your husband, you love him and he's a great provider, he doesn't give you the help that you need, and you feel like if things continue to go the way that it's going, that your marriage is going to come to an end. Well, the only advice I can really give you in this situation is communication. I've always said that from jump. In all my videos, I stress. Communication is so important. I think that you need to have a talk with your husband and explain to him how you feel. Let him know that you love and appreciate him, but you could use a little more help at home, that you deserve a break too. Being a mom is a hard job, and being a stay-at-home mom is even just that much harder. But the most important piece of advice I feel I can give you is to talk to your husband. Let him know what's going on and how you feel. Make sure that you're in a calm state of mind when you're talking so that you won't lash out in anger. And explain to him that your moods are snappy sometimes because you feel overwhelmed and you feel exhausted. Let him know that you need more of his help. I really, truly, genuinely hope this advice help, and I will be praying for you, and I wish you the very best, Queen. Okay, question number 3. It says, hey sis, this is Tammy. I don't mind at all if you use my name because it is what it is. And I don't care about judgment because I'm going to still do me. I want you to give me your real honest opinion. No need to sugarcoat anything because I'm honestly confused and want your opinion. I got my big girl panties on and I'm ready to hear what you got to say. So I was talking to this dude for the past 2 years. When we first met, I had just got out of a effed up relationship. The dude I was with before him was abusive and degrading, and he really messed my head up. So when I met him, I wasn't looking for anything or anyone. We met at a friend's barbecue 3 summers ago. He started talking to me, and he kept me laughing and entertained that whole day. And when I was leaving, he asked me for my number. I gave it to him, and he called me that same night. Our connection was a whole vibe. To make a long story as short as I can, after the day of the barbecue, we hung out a few times. And of course, I asked if he had a girlfriend, and he told me no, but he had just ended a relationship with his baby mother. I was cool with that because I felt like we was both in the same boat. So we continued to see each other, and we would either go out or he would come over to my place because he told me he was living with a friend until he was able to find a place of his own. And I respected old dude, so I kept vibing with him. So things went on like this for 9 months. By then, we was pretty much friends with benefits. We both had agreed we needed to heal before getting into a committed relationship again. So one day we was chilling at my house, and he get a phone call, and come to find out it was from his ex. She threw his stuff out in the rain because she found out he was seeing me. Now I'm caught off guard like, wait, what? I thought you lived with a friend and you were single. He explained to me that he was single. They broke up when he told me they broke up. But he was just staying with her until he was able to find something that was affordable to him. And also because he was really close with his son and hated to leave him. So I'm like, if you're not together, why is she mad that you're with me? He like, because we agreed not to get in a relationship with anyone else while we were still living together. So I was mad as hell, but old boy had answers for everything, and he asked me could I drive him to go pick up his things that she put out in the rain. Being gullible, I agreed, and when we got there, she came outside and they started arguing. He told her she was tripping because she knew that they wasn't together. She basically told him to go screw himself We left, and that was that. Now, to fast forward to the present time, we still don't have no titles, but he said he's not seeing nobody else but me, and I'm only dealing with him as well. He always say we don't need titles to know what we have. Titles is for the world. It's not for us. Now that he's on his feet a bit, he do help me somewhat financially, and FYI, the sex is amazing. But the issue for me is, although his baby mama know about me, they act way too friendly with each other and always spending time as a family. I get they got a son together, but am I tripping to think they shouldn't be that lovey-dovey and that close? And secondly, do you think a title is necessary if the guy I'm with treat me like I'm his girl already, and he already said he only dealing with me? I'm sorry, you guys, if I messed up with reading that. Like I said, I read it how it was written. Timmy, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for your support, because I always see you in my comments, girl, and I really do appreciate your support. No, it's nothing wrong, with a guy wanting to be involved with his son, but acting like a family. Yes, he's always going to be a family with his child, but they shouldn't be doing couple things, period. So I feel like, first of all, let me put the brakes on that for a minute. First of all, I feel like a title is very important. I mean, to some people a title is not important, but I think a title is important because it lets you know your place, it lets you know your role, it gives you that commitment. It's like saying a title is not important at work. It's like you being a supervisor but not having the title of a supervisor. If you're doing a supervisor job but you don't have that title, nobody's gonna respect you. They're gonna look at you like you're just a co-worker on their level. So for me, a title would be very important. It's not for the world, it's for you as well as the world to know to respect this, because this is sacred. Number two, I don't feel like you're tripping when it comes to him being lovey-dovey, as you said it, and acting like a family. Yes, he is her family to an extent, but because they have a child together, but that should be the extent of their relationship. It should be about their child and nothing more, nothing less. And personally, I think when people have those type of relationships and they're a little too close, even if she know about you, they're usually still messing around. From what I know of you, you seem like a dope, beautiful queen, and I just feel like you deserve so much better, girl. And my advice to you would be to move on and leave that situation alone. But of course, it's always your decision. You can always have a conversation with him and let him know where you stand. But to me, 2 years is 2 years too long not to have a commitment and to kind of be in the same place. I really do hope my advice help you, girl, and I wish you the very best. Okay, so now we're moving right along to question number 4. It says, hi there, I discovered you on blank, that's a mom app, and then watch your most recent video which spoke to me. And a social worker just told me and my spouse that we need serious individual therapy as well as couple counseling. So my questions are, is a relationship fixable if one of the people in a relationship plays the victim all the time and distort reality? Follow-up question, what if the person had an undiagnosed mental issue? Is it worth sticking by their side, or how much is too much? Can a relationship be restored if there have been multiple infidelities? How do you know a relationship is repairable? I'm actually considering leaving my spouse by August if things don't change. Please keep the above information anonymous, but I will be open to you discussing these points should they be of interest to anyone else as well. Okay, this email is loaded with a bunch of questions, so I'm going to try to answer them as best as I can. So the first question was, is a relationship fixable if one of the people in a relationship plays the victim? The first thing I got to say to that, again, this is where communication comes in play. And if one person is always playing the victim, how can you guys communicate efficiently? How can you talk about the problem if when you try to talk about it, it's all about the person? It's me, 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 me. So you guys will have to have some type of understanding to have clear communication to move past playing the victim role. The second question was, can a relationship be restored if there have been multiple infidelities? How do you know if a relationship is repairable? Multiple infidelities would, to me, signify that there's something not right with the relationship. And if you got to continually seek outside of your relationship for something else, then to me, that tells me that the relationship is over already. But again, that's just my opinion. That's just my thoughts. That's just my feelings. And you said, follow-up question, if the person had an undiagnosed mental issue, is it worth sticking by their side, or how much is too much? Whew, these questions is deep, girl. I'm sweating over here. I think mental health is so important, and with mental health, it will make people do things that's uncharacteristic of them. It would make you do things that's not in your nature. Because when you have a mental illness, that's a sickness. I think that's something that you would need to speak to a doctor about. Y'all would have to sit down and speak to a counselor or a professional to better understand what the mental illness is. And it's up to you to decide what is too much. Only you can say that for yourself. Maybe you should take the time to better understand what the mental illness is and see if it's something that you guys can work out, and you need to decide for yourself how much is too much. Girl, I wish you the very best, queen, and know that you're so worthy and so deserving of great things, and I hope that things work out for you guys. Okay, question number 4. It says, hey girl, I'm a fellow YouTuber, so I will be tuning in and waiting to hear your answers to my question. For privacy purposes, just call me Kimmy. My question is simple. Do you think it's okay to stay in a loveless but functional marriage for the sake of your kids, especially when your kids is really attached to their dad and you rely on your spouse a lot financially? Personally, I could not stay in a loveless marriage just for my kids' sake. You know, when you're unhappy, it affects the way you parent. It affects the way you work. It affects the way you think. In a situation like this, I would say that a conversation definitely needs to be had, especially because you said you depend on your spouse a lot for financial help. I think if your spouse really care about his children, he care about you, you guys would be able to come to a middle ground where, you know, he can still help you financially and he can still be a big part of his children's life, and you don't have to sacrifice your happiness for that. Now, a loveless marriage don't always mean that that's the end of a marriage, because it's always steps that you can take to build the love, to build the chemistry, to build the passion back in your marriage, if that's something you want. But I don't know if I'm understanding you right or if I'm taking your message wrong, but it sounds to me that you just don't want to be in a relationship no more, but you're staying because your kids have an attachment to their dad and he helps you financially. If that's the case and you really want to leave this marriage, I say have a conversation, sit down, see if you guys can reach a middle ground, because it's unfair to stay in a loveless marriage for both parties. But if you want the relationship to be saved, but you just feel like the love is gone, I feel like that's something that you guys can definitely work on to gain back. That's the best advice I can give you. I hope that I helped some, and I wish you the very best, queen, and good luck. Question number 5. I'm married, but I fell in love with someone else and I had a year-long affair. My husband found out about it and left me initially. Now, 6 months later, he claims he want to try to work things out. My husband is not a bad man at all, and I love him dearly, but the chemistry is not there anymore. The excitement and the passion is completely gone, but he treats me like a queen. My dilemma is that the guy I had an affair with is still around and I feel crazy in love with him. But the crazy part is he's married too. He want to leave his wife and be with me because he says he's seriously unhappy in his marriage and have been for years. He said if I'm willing to be with him, he will come clean to her and leave. I have no doubt in my mind that he is being honest with me. And I feel like I can relate to him being unhappy but staying in a marriage and wanting out, because I too did the same thing. But I'm wondering, what's your thoughts? If it was you, would you stay with your husband that loves and adore you, but the chemistry and passion is gone? Or would you take a chance and follow your heart and move on to something new? Ooh, girl. This is not judgment at all. But I feel like if somebody is married and they step outside of their marriage and they're willing to leave their marriage to be with the person they stepped outside their marriage, my first question to you would be, what makes you think that he won't do the same thing to you when something better comes along, when a passion die out? And even for you, what happens if you decide to move on with this married man and you guys get in a relationship and everything is going great? What happens when some years down the line the passion dies out or fizzle out? Then do you seek something more outside of your marriage? Will he seek something more outside of his marriage? Or y'all relationship or y'all situation or whatever it may be. With that situation right there, the foundation of trust will never be there because of the way that you guys got together. I wouldn't be with either one of them, because it sounds like, although you care about your husband, like you said, the passion is gone, you don't really love him, you've been unhappy for years. So that tells me that that's not a relationship you really want. That's not something you really want to be in, and you're contemplating staying with you because he treats you good and you know that he loves you and you know that he's your safe place. But that's unfair to him, and it's unfair to you too, because you truly deserve to be loved wholeheartedly. You should never sell yourself short. I don't feel like you should be with the married guy because he's married, and even if he leave his wife, as I said, there will always be some question in the back of your mind. There will always be some trust issues. That's how I feel. I've never been in that position before, so I can't speak from experience. You should take time out to figure out what it is that you truly want, what it is that you truly need in your life, and move on from there. I hope that this advice helped you in some way, girl. I wish you the very best. And we're going to move right on, I believe, question number 6. It says, what's up, what's up? I'm a part of the Real Squad. Laugh out loud. My only question is, what's some advice you would give to a newly married young couple without kids? I'm 23 and my husband is 26. Thanks for your advice in advance. XOXO. Number 1, I would say that always keep your communication open. Always remember to express how you feel in a positive way. Always remember to stay connected. I would say, don't forget to have fun. I mean, if you guys can travel while you don't have kids, travel, do things together as a couple before you actually start having kids. Once you have kids, you know, the pace of things is going to slow down. And so I would say, enjoy it being just the two of you. Keep the communication open. Just do fun things and make sure to enjoy each other's company. Make sure you guys talk about each other's goals and dreams and just continue to motivate and push each other. And make sure you continue to build on your foundation. That's the thing that's going to keep your marriage solid and together. Pretty sure I'm missing something, but I hope that advice helped, and I wish you the very best. Congratulations on your marriage, and I wish you guys many more years together. And my last question is question number 7 or 8. I lost count. It says, do you think a relationship can work after there have been infidelities? I think it depends on an individual. Some people say once a cheater, always a cheater. Personally, I don't believe that. That's like saying once a failure, always a failure. I believe that people can change because it depends on your maturity level. When you make mistakes sometime or you do stupid things, just think about your younger self. When you did things or made choices that when you look back on them now, you feel like dumb, or you feel stupid, or you feel like, dang, why did I ever do that? Or why did I ever make that decision? And you would never make that choice or make that decision as the grown woman you are now. So I believe that people can change after infidelities, and people can make a relationship work after infidelities, but that depends on a person, because infidelities could cause a lot of trust issues. It breaks a bond, and some people can never get back to that place again. So I think that depends on you, your relationship, the dynamics of your relationship. You know, it's a lot of things that go into that question. That's a fully loaded question, but you know your limits, you know what you're capable of dealing with, what you're capable of handling. And when infidelities happen, trust is broken. And trust is a very, very hard thing to gain back. So no, there's a lot of things that comes with that. I hope that I answered your question. I tried to the best of my ability. I've given this video my all, and I just want to say once again, thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. I really do appreciate you guys for trusting me with answering your questions, and I hope that I was able to give you guys just a little bit of clarity. If you haven't already, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to your girl. Pretty sure you pressed that red subscribe button already, and while you at it, press the notification bell so that you won't miss a video from me. You guys, I'm going to be going on vacation, so next Thursday I may not be uploading a video, but if I don't know when your girl come back, I'm going to have back-to-back content for you guys. I love you guys so much, and I definitely appreciate you guys for rocking with your girl. And until next time, peace.